you so much for joining us tonight for our live interview with the Cosmic Vultures of the Boston area.
Yeah.
They bring the Spicedelia, from what I hear.
Right.
I'm your host, Wallace Totier. We're at the Emporium Live. We bridge the gap between venues, bands, fans, and everything else you can think of to try to help get as much information out there to help all of us more navigate the music scene, as it were. So also you can catch all of our live interviews every Monday and Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Our podcast is available on every platform 2 days after the original casting. And remember, the floor is open for questions. So if anyone has a question for the guests on right now, hit us up in all of our platforms. We're always watching the chat rooms. You type it in, Tucker reads it, I ask them, they answer it. It's fucking awesome. So let's do that if we can get some people in there. And once again, I introduced to you the Cosmic Vultures. So let us know who the two of you are and what you guys do.
Well, I'm Derek Smith, and I am the vocalist and sometimes rhythm guitar player.
My name is Steve Constantino. I'm the bassist, sometimes lead bassist of the Cosmic Vultures.
He's the lead bassist and rhythm bassist.
Lead
Nice.
bassist, yes, lead and rhythm.
All right. So what got you guys into hardcore hip hop and then the decision to produce psychedelic, alt rock, funky Macedonian tunes?
Well, the hip hop thing was a pipe dream, and then we realized we stuck at it. So then we realized, hey, psychedelic is cool too.
I've been rapping since I was 10. I don't know what Steve's talking about.
Yeah, his material is garbage. Just not good.
Right on.
No, it was so Derek and I in my previous apartment, we were just kind of messing around. We would write songs. I'd write it on Ableton, the drums, that's back when we had a digital drummer.
We started doing this in middle school. Let's be fair, but we've been collaborating since middle school.
That's
but
true.
To be fair, I would write folk songs on my guitar. Steve would add funk bass over it, and somehow they became the Cosmic Vulture song. So it's not folky anymore. It's Steve's world.
It's a mix. It's a blend of folk, rock, and psychedelic.
Right on. Yeah, I'm enjoying it. I like it a lot. There's a lot of bands, like we usually want to have different producers or groups on. I can instantly pull from my own, pool of music knowledge and say, oh, they remind me of this, remind me of this. I have a little more trouble with you guys because I feel like some of the tracks I listen to, I could walk into any bar at any moment and like, all right, there's my jam band for the night. But then throughout the track, you guys switch it up and it gets a little more psychedelic. Sometimes it's a little peppered with like some weirdness I'm not used to hearing in like a bar scene. And I'm not saying you guys are a bar scene band, but if that was the case, like it's hard to keep up with. The song Seven Witches or that EP is freaking magnificent. And that one actually made me think of, have you guys ever heard of a kind of a surfer rock band called Satan's Pilgrims?
I feel like I've heard of them.
Okay, so they're like a psychedelic surf rock band, and you guys are them calmed down with lyrics.
Okay, I'll have to check them out. I'm not really familiar, but that sounds pretty cool.
That's cool.
Yeah, they're awesome. You guys, and honestly, I want to hear. I think one of your EPs I haven't listened to. The album I couldn't get all the way through, but the track I think Hammer and there was another one on there that were fucking great. How do you guys go about sitting down and producing some of your music? Because it is like every track seems to be all over the place, but very cognitive.
It's a variety of things. Sometimes I'll bring a song into the group and I'll say, what do you guys think? And then we'll jam on it. We'll figure it out together. We have a lot of ego in this band. Every one of us, thinks we're right. And we are in our own way. But we have to figure out to just be cohesive. But it's tough. It really is. It's like most of the time we'll just be jamming and then somebody will come up with a cool riff and we'll say, oh, that's it. Let's just jam on that. And then a song comes out. Hammer was relatively simple, but we were nervous because it's a 2-chord song, which is I literally played 2 chords the whole song. But Steve had a great idea of making it bigger, and he wrote these little parts in the middle that made it a bigger song.
Well, those parts, like a lot of the songs you asked how we come up with some of these ideas, and most of the time, a lot of other bands do this too. It's like, well, we start with a jam session. It's all improv, and like 45 minutes into the session, someone will have a riff, and literally that's how I think that's how Seven Witches was born, or maybe that was Hammer. I know that's roughly how Seven Witches was formed, and then Hammer especially came out of a jam. And then as we were doing it, one of us, like Derek was saying, at the end, there's like this cool little bridge part that we eventually developed. And but I would say, long story short, these songs come out of, we get the little nuggets that come out of jams, the golden nuggets,
Yeah.
and we turn those into songs.
All right,
Yeah.
cool. And well, with that said, Derek, are you writing the lyrics most of the time while you're jamming out right there? Or are you doing it previously or after?
I
Because
do this,
especially the
yeah.
lyrics in Hammer are like fucking hardcore, dude.
Well, that's about, I literally wrote that about being like a serial killer type thing. It's like from his point of view of like killing somebody who invited over his house. I like writing about just odd things, you know. I do this gibberish thing when we're playing live, or we're playing I don't have lyrics. I got to make them up on the spot, so at least they can hear what the vocal would sound like if there was lyrics. So if I'm doing Hammer, I'm like, she doesn't know what she does. It's like, doesn't make any sense. And then later on, I'll go back home and I'll write them out and I'll think about them and then bring them back.
Right on.
And the hardest part is
Kind
to
of
memorize them.
patterns down.
Yeah, and if you ever catch us live when this pandemic is over, like you'll see me improv on stage because I just can't remember all the lyrics I wrote. It's impossible. So I'm making up shit in the top of my head, and I'm like, oh, and my wife's looking at me like, you son of a bitch, I caught that.
So
And
you
she's
just
the
sit
only
out there
one.
and you just pull Jack Black's. As long as the voice goes with the
Exactly.
rhythm, you got it. Okay.
I'm talking nonsense most of the time.
Jack Blackman. I like it.
Yeah, I love
Cool,
Jack Black.
cool. So you're not the only members of the Cosmic Vultures. Who else are we missing here?
So Jonathan Chesborough is the lead guitar player, and we have a fairly new drummer who started in the band in November, Akiba Davis.
Okay.
They're both fantastic.
Is he the one in the photos that I've seen?
So I don't know how many photos we have of Akiba right now.
Okay.
But we previous drummer Kevin, he's the one who's on the drums on the first 3 records you heard.
Okay.
We have a new single coming out next week, and that's going to be the first time you hear Akiba. And
Nice.
very, very talented musician. So we're real excited about it.
Very cool. Very cool. So where are you guys drawing some of your inspiration from right now? Like, I mean, obviously, I'm sorry that hip hop didn't work out for you guys, but
that's a joke, by the way.
Right
People
now,
know that's a joke.
Old joke. We never attempted hip hop.
Never attempted hip hop. No,
we wouldn't do that to people.
So, is there any writers, poets, or even visual artists that you guys are pulling inspiration from?
We have a mix of influences, and that's what makes this band so interesting because I grew up listening to the Beatles and a lot of classic rock music. And I decided one day I just wanted to write like Dylan or like Lennon. And that's where I got my thing from. If I heard a Beatles song, I'd pick up my guitar and I'd try to write something that's as good as it, which is a really high standard. But I try my best. And that's kind of where I come from. I come from a classic rock type of thing. Whereas Steve is also into classic rock, but he's into a little bit different influences. I'm sure you could tell you about that.
Yeah. I was going to say, yeah, my main influence growing up was Victor Wooten. He really inspired me to pick up a bass guitar. I don't know if you guys are familiar with him. I feel like
absolutely.
Okay, cool. I always have
gone to his retreats and stuff.
Oh, you've been. Oh, excellent. Yeah, he's such a cool. You've met him. Yeah, he's such a cool guy. But he's literally a master of the universe when it comes to bass. But if you met him, he's just such a cool guy. He's so approachable. He's not egotistical at all, which is so cool to see from a Grammy Award winner, master of the universe type dude. But he was my main influence. But I grew up listening to the Dave Matthews Band, Fish, Les Claypool, Primus too, stuff.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. So it's kind of a blend. If we're talking bassist specifically, which I draw inspiration from, would be Victor, Mike Gordon from Fish, Stefan Lestard from Dave Matthews Band, also Larry Graham. Larry Graham from Find the Family Stone, who invented slap bass, as a lot of people know.
Oh gosh, I'm thinking of one right now that I can't draw his name. I know he used to play for Weather Reports. What was his name? Jocko.
Yeah, he's amazing too. Also Stanley Clark, another huge influence. That guy's a master.
Oh yeah. Very solid.
Stanley Clark, freaking amazing.
It's great. The mix of influences we have are amazing. Like, you add what I like and then what Steve likes into a pot, right? And then you start mixing it up, and then you add what Akiba and John like. And John is, he's into the Chili Peppers, as we both are, and he's into Jimi Hendrix and a lot of cool. So you add that to the pot, and then you add our new drummer Akiba. He's into, Yes, Rage Against the Machine. He's into a lot of reggae, Sly and Robbie, Flora Purim. It's like you add those elements, and all of a sudden you just get this weird mix of music that you can't really tell what it is sometimes. And that's what interests me, because I'm like, I don't want to be the typical band where we're just like, every song sounds the same. Come and listen to us. It's like, I want a different experience for every song. So,
what if in the past, before we were all shook by COVID and now the present state of life, What were the venues looking like for you guys while you were playing?
It was good. I mean, we had there's a couple of venues that we really, really love. One is Fibber McGee's in Beverly, always a packed house. Not because of us either, just because it's a good restaurant.
Good wings.
But always a good crowd. We played the Middle East upstairs and downstairs. We've done the House of Blues Foundation Room. A lot of cool places, and I think we tend to get more gigs in sort of like local bars and restaurants, and that's kind of what we've been doing. But we went from being like one band on the night with three others to just saying, hey, you know what, let's just do it ourselves. 3-hour shows by ourselves. We have 3 hours of material we can play. We throw in some covers here and there, and we're at first we were really against doing covers, but now we're like, hey, we got to please the crowd.
Yeah, well, with your guys' music is already pretty original and has a tonnage to it that kind of invites everyone to enjoy it. So what kind of covers are you doing? Like, that's really interesting, actually.
So we our first cover we ever did was just when it was a 3-piece. We did Paint It Black by the Rolling Stones. And we kind of shoved that one to the side. We got a lead guitar player, John. He was the last one to join the band. And we have one that's our favorite. It's an Amy Winehouse song, Valerie.
Oh, shit.
We play Valerie by Amy Winehouse. And that's the one that people get in their feet on. People get up when they start cheering. And I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, I've been busting my ass all night playing originals that are funky. No one's fucking dancing. And then all of a sudden, I play Valerie and everyone's going crazy. Everyone in the room is so excited about Valerie, except for me. I'm pissed inside. I'm singing the song like, why don't you
then you're giving even more emotion. Now they're loving it even more.
Yeah,
Man.
well, I'm the only one who's upset in the entire room, and I'm the one who's singing it. So it's but I understand it. It's a science. You gotta give the people what they want, and then once
we've discovered. The formula.
Once they were on their feet, then we started playing our funky songs. They were still dancing.
I said, you got them stuck. It's like
we tricked them into dancing into our music, I think.
Yeah, there you go. Well, so start off with that track.
There's a formula to this. It's actually like a sugar high, right? You give them the cover, you get that boost of sugar. Oh, they're all sugar high. And then you play the original. They're starting to come down. You give them the vegetables. You give them the string beans coming down. Right when you see them start to turn towards that chair, give them another cover. They come back, So it's kind of like a magic formula.
Some starch.
Gotcha. Some carbohydrates.
Exactly. It's all about
I'm now starting to realize why I dance so much at shitty shows. Fine.
Yep. It's a sugar high.
Yeah, exactly. It's a sugar high. But yeah, I mean, we have shows that were all canceled in the summer. So
yeah.
We plan on getting together at our drummer Akiba's house, and we're gonna do like a live show in his basement and put it up on Facebook.
Awesome. Is it going to be like a pre-recorded, or are you going to let people live stream it?
I kind of want to do a live stream. The other guys are saying how the audio might not be great. Maybe we can not do it live and fix the audio and then release it in pieces. So it depends. We just we want a good product.
At this point, for me personally, either way, because I would like to watch it either way, but it is a tough one to decide. I think me, Tucker, and the rest of people at the Emporium, like we've even tried ourselves. We put on a little 2-day festival, and we had our hiccups also. It is a tough decision because it can be as great as you want it to be, or it can be live and as good as it can be.
Right.
Different energy when it's live.
What's that?
I was gonna say it's a different energy when it's live.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
It's funny. Bands can do things. They can, we could perform with no crowd and still have fun. Comedians, unfortunately, they're just fucking shot in the dark. Because every time I hear an interview with a comedian, like we cannot perform unless there's people in front of us. So there's no laughs, there's no energy, and they lose themselves.
Yeah, we're definitely seeing that right now with the late night talk show cats. People are literally tuning in to see their opening monologue and then dropping out of everything else because the
doesn't work.
The same.
It doesn't work.
It doesn't work at all. I've got 3 of them I'm watching right now. I won't say names, but I'm literally all I do is look for the opening monologue. That's all the information I need. I'm out because everything else sucks. They don't know how to do it.
Because they do the punchline and they're just like,
and they literally still sit there and wait for it. They don't just keep going. Where they've obviously never watched a real YouTube video and just how it happens live. Like people just being people. They don't know how to be people. It's weird.
Right. Yep.
So, all right, that was fun. I need to know, how do you guys literally come up with your album names, your EP names, and even your track names? Because I'll be looking at some of them and they're almost together, and then it'll explode into something weird. Like, what is it? Diamonds and Dark Clouds.
Yeah.
I think that was one of my favorite names you guys had out there for a minute.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to take the blame, but I mean, the most of my ideas, I say I want to name the song this, and I have this really weird obsession when I look at the back of an album and I see the track listing. I want the words to somehow make sense in my brain. I want it to look somehow cohesive. When I see words that are not capitalized, I get kind of like nervous about it. I have a weird
Okay.
thing with words, but I have images and stuff, and I saw Mariana, our album, Angel Dust, Liquid Intelligence. They looked good back to back. I need the words to look okay to me, or else I'll go insane. But yeah, you're right. We go on tangents. Diamonds and Dark Clouds would have just been diamonds, but I just felt like I needed Dark Clouds too. But
Well,
I,
that's true with the other Seven Witches EP. There's a song called Colors, and then parentheses
Voodoo Dancing.
Voodoo Dancing.
Because we couldn't decide. Because Steve said I want colors, and I said no. The song is Voodoo Dancing. So
well, because the
said,
song that song, not to get off on a tangent, but the next EP on Seven Witches, the last song on that EP was originally called Colors, and it was born out of another improvised jam, and it was so high energy and so cool. I wanted to kind of honor that by retaining the original name, but it was different enough to warrant a new name, so we kind of had to meet in the middle and use both.
Yeah, so we compromised, and that's hard for us to do because, like I said, we all have good ideas.
Oh yeah, that's what's up. And speaking of some of those previous venues you were talking about, how did you guys actually get your opportunities to even step in there?
I just started a spreadsheet for all you people listening out there, bands that want to get started. Start a spreadsheet. Get organized. That's the big key. Just make different tabs. One tab is all the places you want to play. Write down what they, reach out to them, make a really nice draft of what you want to say to these venues, make it sound professional, say you want to show. And then if they don't respond to you, even write in a column, right? They didn't respond to me. I've been waiting 5 days. Just put notes down. You'll be able to follow up with all the stuff if you do it yourself that way. But that was the way I was doing things for a while. Just messaging venues, and then eventually you kind of just create relationships and friendships with these people, and then at that point it's like every 2 months you're grabbing a show, as long as you show them that you're going to be respectful too. A lot of even promoters I talk to, they're just not respectful back to me, and that goes a long way. It means I don't want to play your venue then.
Right.
But if you're respectful to me and we're really nice to each other, and that goes a long way. That's the most important thing in the world. And I have some promoters will send you an email back with literally no information. Other ones will send you 10 paragraphs of every single detail of everything the whole night. That's beautiful. We're not going to have any problems because you told me what was up. So that's a big key too. But yeah, just relationships now at this point of different venues, places that we like. We know that we'll do well in certain places. So yeah, keeping the friendships up.
Cool. So with that said, are you guys doing all your management by yourself? Do you have anyone on the sidelines helping you out?
Here and there, different times we have different people helping us out, but for the most part, I do all the booking.
Yeah, mostly. Yeah, we do all booking. Derek is in charge of mostly doing the booking by himself. We kind of have different roles. I'll manage. I kind of do media. I run the .com website, the cosmicvultures.com, that kind of stuff. So we each kind of have our own specialty, and we get it done that way. Just because it's easier at this point until we do if we get a manager, and maybe someone will do that for us in the future. Who knows?
Cool. Well, then on the side of doing the management on your own, when you're sending these emails out to some of those venues, what are some of like the opening lines or you're using to kind of catch their attention?
I usually use I don't try to shock them into booking us, but it's like, like, you're not going to believe this sound. Like, I don't want them to open up the email and just be fooled. But, I'm Derek Smith. I'm the lead vocalist of the Cosmic Vultures. We're a 4-piece band, and here's what we sound like. And we'd love to perform at your venue if we can book a night. Here's what we do. We play some covers. Most of the time, a lot of these venues, they don't, it's, I hate to say it because it's a very musician thing to say amongst musicians, but people who are listening who aren't musicians, it's the way it is that you need to put asses in the seats or you're not going to get booked again. A lot of these places, if you're not bringing beer drinking bodies, you're not doing your job. You can go on stage and take a shit. That's your performance. If you bring 50 people, you'll be shitting there every night. If you don't bring people, they don't give a shit about you anymore. They don't, unless there's a couple of people out there, a couple of venue owners who are like, you know what? They are a great band. They sound unbelievable. I want them back. Even though they brought only 7 people. Nobody bought food. Nobody bought drinks. It kind of sucked, but they're so good. Maybe I'll give them a chance. Maybe they'll build a crowd here. That's like the 1%. The 99% are like, you got to bring bodies or you're done. I don't care if you're Jimi Hendrix, you bring people. That's it.
And you have to balance that. It's like the two sides of the coin. You have the business end and you have the music end. And most musicians aren't savvy with usually musicians have to learn the business side because that's only natural if you become a musician because you're a musician and you love music and that's what you create. It's the other side. The business side is actually it doesn't like it doesn't really mix. They kind of are polar opposites. So you have to kind of train yourself to be a businessman in a lot of ways. You have to teach yourself that, or else you won't be successful in getting gigs in other venues, creating other business relationships to further your brand and all that good stuff. So it's kind of one of those things. If you're a musician, you have to go out of your way to learn the business side because it's naturally that's not what a musician is. It's that they should be focusing on the art.
Exactly.
Right.
And who wants to do that? Like, well, I want to go
Right.
there and I want to focus on my music. I don't want to have to focus on how many people I brought, but you have to, it's a tough, people ask me too, so how's the Boston scene going? And I'm like, I don't think it's good. It's would need help. Venues are closing. People aren't going to shows anymore. It's rough. And I'm not saying it's just in Boston. There's probably a lot of places. Even before the pandemic, it was like, I'm the guy who's out there going, come on, support local musicians. And then I'm home sitting on my ass when all my friends are playing out. So I'm part of that group. It's unfortunate.
Yeah, there's actually, go ahead.
No, sorry I keep cutting you off. Sorry. But I was going to say, we talk about this a lot with what, why the music industry is suffering so much. And we think it's has something to do maybe with technology. Do people have an incentive to go to live shows these days? Whereas compared to the 80s, 70s, or even early 90s or whatever, you kind of had to go to these shows because like there was nothing else to do. It's like, it's like now you have the whole world at your fingertips in your living room with a computer, Netflix, Hulu, YouTube. You can podcast from your own living room. So there's a lot of
the digital world destroying the music industry.
It's like
as far as live shows.
Right. And musicians, I feel like, are competing with the living room in a lot of ways because people have a real incentive to get up, drive into Boston and hang out. And I think if you look at it on a graph, you'll see a downward trend from the past couple decades. And I think a large part of that is technology. And obviously technology is really good in some ways, but it's always that double-edged sword. There's pros and cons to everything.
For sure.
Yeah. It's the same thing. I mean, you're right, the same path that like the movie industry is taking right now. Like they're complaining they're taking a fall from all the digital aspects, but now that COVID's happened, they started releasing movies digitally and they're getting the most money and they're shitty films, So it's either companies for pushing bigger bands are going to get behind it first, or we're going to start as us doing it faster. We're already, I think there's a lot of people doing the drive-in theater thing just for music. They're not even doing it for movies just yet. They're talking about it, but it's more bands are getting a hold of it first. I think there's a comedian out there that just did a drive-through tour. I can't remember what his name is, but like he went to a whole bunch of drive-in theaters around the country and like it's blowing up, things are changing for sure. And it's either you're going to stick with it or you're going to miss it. And it's hard to figure out which one you're going to stick with,
For sure.
Yeah, we're seeing a different trend in the way we do things. I think things are trending in a certain direction, and I think we're going to see a lot of it. I don't think we're going to return or ever return 100% the way we were. I think this is just a general trend of where we're going as a society. Things are going to change. Things are going to be more online, interactive online. Who knows? It's
yeah, and for people who are watching who are not really sure if they're going to even pursue music, not that we have any true insight, but it's like, here's a good example. The Black Keys, they didn't get anywhere until the 6th fucking album.
Yes,
my language.
I've seen them so many times
Sixth
live.
album. I mean, you're talking some bands can't even do one together and they break up. This band was touring the country and their 6th album got noticed. I mean, you have to be patient, in this, and if that's what you want to do. Like people say, you want to climb the ladder. What is this ladder we're talking about? Because
I can't believe you locked him up. That's great.
I had to rediscover to myself that the ladder for me needs to be about what's in here. What's in here? Did I make the ladder in my brain? Did I make a great album that I thought, oh my God, I made this. I can check this off on my list in my life. That might be the ladder for most people. And it should be, it shouldn't be, I need to get rich and famous, because then what? What's from there? Where do you go from there? Do you get into heavy drugs?
Yeah.
What's next? It's the ladder is never ending. So you got to break the ladder when you're young.
I think there's a misconception of what success is to people. Like, oh, you're 0.1% likely to make it in the music industry, but their definition of making it is becoming Katy Perry.
Right.
Yeah.
Making it is becoming super rich. Yeah.
That's not the end all be all. And some people don't want that. Would you really want? I'm sure it'd be fun for a couple of months, but I think after a while it'd get pretty annoying.
Yeah.
if you get
I
bombarded
told
everywhere
it to
you go.
Steve many times. I said, I don't know if I'm the type of person who can tour the country. I'm lucky if I do one show, I give it my all. I need to sleep for the next 2 days. You know, like it's like, you know, we do 3 nights in a row. I don't know if I can handle that. I think a lot of people aren't thinking about these things. They say, oh, we just got to do it and got to go on tour. I think a lot of people end up being unhappy with what's out there. You know, they want to come home.
I don't know. If you're making 75 grand a gig, I'd be pretty happy.
True. No, I agree with you there, but I feel like some people need to ask themselves these questions before they go take the chance.
True.
You know, it's not what you think it is. Maybe, you know, I haven't gone really past New England so much as playing shows, but it's already been kind of a whirlwind for me. You know, and
it's demanding too. It's like you got to make a lot of decisions. Like if you're a band and you're in it all the way, and you get this offer to tour the East Coast, I'm like, do you quit your job? Like you got to make a bunch of changes.
I love that Dave Grohl line where he's like, "You want to start a band? The first step is go in your garage and you need to fucking suck. Just go in there and suck for years. That's how you start." He's like, "That's how I started." And I'm like, I like that because it shows people that like you got to start somewhere. You can't just be a virtuoso off the bat. Right. I still don't know what the fuck I'm doing.
Well, there's that rule. I forget 10,000 hours to success. I'm probably getting the number wrong, but it's that applies to any industry, business, teaching, music.
Yeah, I've heard that before for sure.
You gotta put in 10,000 hours.
Yeah,
and that's so true because I've been playing since I was 14 years old, and I learned things new all the time. I just learned recently, the past couple of months, I've been getting like, I know I've mastered all the modes of the major scale. And as like a soloist bass player, that's like invaluable because if you know the mode or the key of the song, obviously, but you know what modes you can use, it is so you are that much more ahead of the game in terms of your vocabulary when you're soloing. It's just
you have all the tools ideas. At that point.
And I've always been like kind of like on the fence of theory. I was always disinterested in theory because it was just so done. It was just boring. I didn't like it the way, but I figured out how to learn the modes in a certain way that was, approachable for me. So that's just one thing. Kind of exhibit. You never stop learning, and it's always
you're always learning music forever,
right?
So making music together as a band, like how you guys do, like usually maybe at a friend's house or the garage per se, or in the studio. How often have you guys been able to be in a studio? And then now, have you guys worked with each other online doing music yet?
Yeah, it's funny you say that. Our first EP was in a professional studio, and we decided, hey, that's a lot of money. It was a lot of money, and we could do it ourselves. And our guitar player built a studio in his attic. We did the full-length album in his attic. And then we did the last EP in his attic, and we were like, I think we got just as close to that sound in the studio, by ourselves. And now with the pandemic, we're just trading each other tracks. It's crazy, Here's a drum track, put the guitar over it, and then trade it to the bass player, and then give it to the vocalist. And that's how music's being made nowadays. As long as you have the same software, you can do it. Maybe this is the new world. Who knows?
Well, I had probably like my first 3 albums back in 2006. Maybe actually no, like 2003 to 2007 at the University of Illinois. We worked with a whole bunch of people, and that's how it was we had one single tone of emotion. That was our tone for each track. And then every instrument, every performer after that all could only hear that one sound and then create their own thing and go off it. Then the next person can only get the next 2 things, and the next person. Then when it came all down to the finalized piece, that's where myself and someone else would sit down and re-edit, reorganize, and create the tracks from there. And yeah, it seems like that's kind of a norm now.
Right.
Well, it's cool. It's efficient. And, the less driving you do. I mean, obviously there's a time and place to rehearse in a jam space and all that stuff. Everybody in the same room, but recording you can do remotely pretty easily. And it's I think it's cool. That's how we're doing this album we're doing right now. And
we have a single ready to go next week. Next Friday is my birthday, and we're going to release a music video and a single next Friday, and we're super excited about it. Song is called June Bug. So we filmed the music video where we're all taking 20-second clips of ourselves doing goofy things around the house and putting it together kind of like a Zoom call.
That's fun. That's awesome.
We're busting our ass with that, so it's gonna be fun when it's done. But we have a timeline. So
it'll be ready.
Speaking of new music and a new music video, though, you guys did bring something for us, right?
Yeah, we have a music video. It's our last one that we did. It's called 7 Witches. It's off our last EP. Our previous drummer, he was with us at the time. He's the one performing on the track on drums, and he's also in the video. But yeah, this was a little a baby between me and Steve. We mated with our brains, and
Yes.
we came out with this idea of like old styley horror, and we have 7 girls who play 7 witches, one of them being my wife Gia.
Mhm.
And we had a lot of fun, so we hope you
Yeah,
enjoy
there's a
it.
little bit about this video that reminds me of Salem's Witches, the Rob Zombie movie.
Yeah, Lords of Salem. Yeah,
Yeah, there it is, the Lords of Salem. Yes. Yeah.
It's funny. Yeah, I've seen that, and yeah, good stuff. Good stuff.
All right.
Yeah,
Well,
it's
Tucker, you want to go ahead and get that lined up for us? We'll give that a listen to.
enjoy.
All right, welcome back after that amazing video, which has a couple of cringe-worthy moments in it, but some of the best spicy spunk I've heard in a long time. Thank you guys
Cringeworthy?
very much.
How dare you?
Derek,
How,
Derek, wake up.
how
Sorry, that video sucked.
he has the nerve to say cringeworthy?
No, I thought it was spice worthy.
No, he opened with
Oh,
cringeworthy.
yeah, the
okay.
Spicedelic. I'm sorry.
Spicedelic?
The
Spicedelic?
purpose of that video is to make everyone uncomfortable. That's how you know you're living.
That's awesome. So I understand that you guys are verbastic. You guys really enjoy terms like shenanigans,
Right.
Humphrey
Yes.
McGee, you know.
Yes,
Right.
lollygag. I was
Being very vocalized, what got you guys to decide to do a band podcast, and how did that come about? Did you have to teach people words before they got in there?
First off, I'll take this, Steve. Thank you.
Okay, sure, that's fine.
I was lollygagging all day today, and I was bamboozled at the jamboree.
Wow.
What a mundane life I have. Okay, I used all 4 words. I'm all set.
You're done.
All you, Steve.
Let's see, Automatopoeia. That's what I had.
Yes. Oh, that's
No,
really
we started a podcast because we were doing nothing, and we were like, let's do something because we like to talk shit. And now we interview local artists, and we're like, let's like look at your albums. I don't know where it's going. I don't think it's going anywhere.
No, we do know where it's going. Actually,
Oh,
we just had a format change. Actually,
Yes,
so we're gonna change the format. We've been interviewing artists, which is cool, but we're gonna make the show mostly now. We're going to be in your face, crazy, ridiculous album It's gonna be album reviews, and they're gonna be facts you didn't know.
It's a punch to the face and a punch to the stomach at the same time.
It's a punch to the gut. It's a punch to the gut, and you didn't know.
So like we're like, we'll start off with like Gaucho by Steely Dan, 1980. Walter Becker's girlfriend overdosed on drugs. Was it his fault? Stay tuned.
Right.
Right off the bat, you're like, holy shit, what's gonna happen?
Yeah, most of the facts aren't necessarily true, but we're gonna have asterisks and
there's gonna be a lot of facts that aren't true on purpose, just to draw you in. We're all about money.
Pull people in for the pure fact that they want to know where you fucked up.
Yeah, we're all about cash and less about actually performing correctly.
Episode 3.
We want money.
1964. Did Paul McCartney hit George Harrison with his car? We don't know. Stay tuned.
Actually, we do know.
I thought it was a light pole and it cut his head off.
Yeah, we know. You don't know.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I'm a listener in this standpoint.
You're the listener.
My bad.
Right.
We're gonna rip apart your favorite albums in a good way and a bad way.
In all the worst ways.
By the end of the video, you're gonna be like, I don't know if I like that, but I guess I'll tune in for the next one.
We're gonna ruin Jimi Hendrix for you. We are ruining Jimi Hendrix.
And we like him. We love Jimi Hendrix, but we will ruin him for you.
We will ruin him. We will ruin him.
We're all about shock value.
For you.
We need to shock you. That's it. There's nothing more to it. We're gonna shock you. We're gonna collect your money, and that's the end of it.
We just want to sell out so much to the point where we just get as many views as possible, whatever it takes.
All bands should sell out.
We want to.
Sure. I agree. And speaking of selling out, what's your networking team looking like? Like, do you guys got like street ambassadors going out there putting stickers all over the place, people online talking for you, or is it just you guys rambling on as great as you are?
Well, we have a net worth of $10 million, so we can.
Right.
Oh no! A net worth.
We have all this money.
No, I know what you said. I'm just saying that I have a net worth of $10 million.
Right. That's what we call diverting. He's diverting the question.
I got you.
He's diverting.
No, I'm sorry. What'd you say? No, I'm serious. No. So yeah, we it's just me and Steve right now. We just we talk on the. This is our okay. I will give you the Steve and Derek night every single night for the last month. We talk on the phone a little bit. We say, okay, we got a guest tonight. What are we going to say? We'll say this shit. We do the podcast. After the podcast ends, we stay on the podcast afterwards and just turn off the recording button. And we talk for another hour about nonsense. Then we play Gears of War 2 on Xbox 360.
That's right.
All night long. I'm talking I'm talking 7:30 p.m. to like 3 a.m.
Just trying to get that speed run down. Get that speed run down.
Oh my God. We are belligerent. We talk shit. We honestly, if there were cops around and they heard what we said, I'd easily be 20 to 40 years in prison.
No, it's not true.
No, it's true.
Okay. No, the other podcast is really just preamble for the Gears of War 2. It's just us warming up to play video games.
You got to kill. Well, should I say that?
Kill.
I mean, they're fake. They're fake things that I kill in a video game.
Of course.
And it just gets my energy going. And I'm just like, oh, I'm gonna use this machine gun on this monster. It's all monsters.
Well, they're aliens, I think.
We're doing good. See, we're the good guys.
Okay, so what I'm taking from
depends.
this is your networking is you see venue owners as monsters. You got to take them down. Then you can take their land so you can play a show.
Right. It all transforms into
Figuratively
music somehow.
speaking, for
Right,
entertainment
right.
purposes.
Figuratively speaking,
You know.
video game logic put into real life, but really you're just using your amazing vocabulary.
Right.
Yeah,
We don't-
life for me
yeah.
has been mixed. So when I
Yeah.
think of like using a shotgun on a monster, that's the same as me playing an A minor seventh with a capo on 3,
okay, that
and then
makes sense.
eating a turkey sub with mayo.
Oh my gosh.
So for me,
yeah.
I've mixed
How
video
would,
games.
How would we eating a turkey sub with mayo sound vocalistically? How would you syntactically
Wow.
put that forth
I
through
mean,
the audio?
I think it sounds peppery.
Ooh.
I see. Yeah,
Salty
Steve and I,
and
we
peppery.
use colors instead of chords. So we're like,
So you guys have synesthesia? You see?
yeah. I'm like,
see
see,
the
play,
sound,
I'm like, play that Forest Green again for me.
That's funny. You brought up synesthesia.
yeah.
Synesthesia. That's a very strange thing. It's like you like hear a note or like F major, and that's brown, or like so like F major. No, sometimes yeah, the brown note that makes you crap yourself. The brown note.
Yeah.
No, I think it's got to be lower than F to be the brown note.
Sus chords of the brown, I think. The sus chords. It was just a lull after I said that. I was like, I'll repeat it.
So networking is going really well for you. We don't have to cover any more of that. That's great.
Yeah.
But for our listeners, is there any advice you give to anyone trying to get started, like how they could network, how they could
stay the fuck away from the music industry?
Oh.
Put your guitar down. Play a video game.
Don't do that.
Start a
Don't
business.
look at everyone like they're a threat to you. They want to be your friend later.
Entrepreneur. Do other things. Well, no, seriously. In a serious note, we started doing music, and now we're like, oh, let's do a podcast. Oh, let's get into this. Let's get into that. Let's talk to people. It's community. It's becoming bigger than music, which is really cool. Now we're getting into different areas that we didn't know we could do. And one thing we noticed is Steve and I like to talk. We didn't know that before. And we said, let's bring it to the camera. Let's see what we can do. Let's help other artists somehow, or maybe just a cool conversation. Like in this pandemic, we talked to artists who were like, I'm so glad we had this conversation with you, because I wasn't talking to anybody about this. And I was telling you about my music, and it's really cool to get it off my chest how I was doing this album. It's just a cool convo. I'm like, if nobody watched it, who gives a shit? We had fun. We had a good time. We had a good night. And that's important. That's important for people to get through this, you know? Like I said, some people just sit there and they're doing nothing. They don't see any friends. They don't see family. But if they can jump on a podcast for 45 minutes and just shoot the shit, that maybe will make their week. So that's all I care about, making people happy.
Yeah.
But our main goal is views. So we'll sell our artistic integrity to do that.
I retract what I just said. I was just being nice for the camera. Send me a check right now.
Most people.
We literally just got like your very dignified notation of what you would say for networking.
No, seriously.
This guy comes through with but it all comes down to views.
I'm so bloody glad you brought me on here, because, you know, the music is what matters, you know, back in Liverpool.
That's a horrible accent.
That was fucking frustrating actually to listen to.
That was
That's frustrating to listen.
I got mad every nanosecond that went by.
Every fucking iota of that sentence drove me bad.
Hey, you now you know why you got us on here. We're just the fucking
absolutely.
Steve and Iris, we're circus.
Right.
Exactly.
So can I ask actually a real question? And I know you guys can get clowning on it, and that's fine. That's what I'm here for you to clown on me, so you guys sound cool. I'm here to be beat up.
Oh, we're just here to sound cool. That's all you know.
What kind of equipment you guys rolling with right now?
Fishman acoustic amp and a Fender acoustic. That is all you need to know.
Word.
No pedals. I go
I had a
straight
question
shot.
about that. Are you seriously only using an acoustic on your end? Because every photo I've seen with you is an acoustic.
Yeah, that's all I got. I don't play electric.
Well, that's crazy. All right. That makes me really happy to know, because as I'm listening to the music, I'm not hearing pure acoustic. I hear other things happening behind it.
Yeah,
Like,
well, it's sort of the starter thing, because like I said, if I bring in songs to the band, I'll be like, here's an acoustic song that I wrote because I play acoustic, and I say, don't listen to the acoustic, listen to the composition. We can turn it into anything we want. So then at that point, once they like the song, then we can move on to the different instruments. That's just a starter piece for me. Sometimes I'm like, John, take all the guitar work on the album if you want. I'll take care of all the vocals, and we'll go that way. You know, because John's a better guitarist than I am, so I want to do what's best for the band. So
I think that's common. Awesome. Yeah, it's when we all do our parts. I think most of us in the band, we just view like when people tell me what Derek's like, hey, what'd you do on that bass line? I'll refer to the bass line in the third person. Like I didn't even play it. Like I'll let's do this for the bass line, because I think we're all like, we all view the music as like we're just all in the same level or on the same page as So like, we just want to create music.
But it's not a bass line. It's a forest green chicken parmesan.
Right. Yeah, a lot of food, a lot of food analogies with what we do.
Forest green chicken parmesan. That's pretty metal, man.
It's folk.
A lot of stir fry with the drums.
We're into metal folk.
Oh,
so.
that's what I was missing. Yeah. Okay. Gotcha.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So
Yeah.
I often describe most of what we do in terms of Italian dishes.
No.
Also, we are the Cosmic Vultures purely because vultures, they feast on you, and that's what we do. We steal things from you. We're not original. We steal everything.
Our colors and our recipes.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
You know what? We had a song that we were thinking about making. It's called The Recipe. It's like the funkiest song ever written. And and I was gonna just be like, I was gonna be the eggs talking, like, hey, like I'm the eggs, and then like the bacon would be like, yo, what's going on? And there would be a conversation between the eggs and bacon getting cooked. So they're getting fucking cooked and they're dying. And that was gonna be the song. And I was like, guys, let me just improv this and go crazy. We haven't gotten there yet, but I'm hoping they allow me to do that.
That's the next album.
How far along the stage of this one have you gotten though?
We got 5 songs ready to go. I just got to lay the vocals down. I'm just waiting for my Rode mic to come in, and we might release an EP at the end of the summer or anytime soon.
Nice.
We just, it's funny. We release. I'm sure a lot of local bands go through this. You release an album, no one hears it because you don't have a marketing team behind you. Who the fuck's gonna listen to it? So we're like, my drummer Akiba, a smart guy, he was like, "What's the point? What's the point of releasing an EP? No one's gonna hear it. Why don't we release a single and ride it for a while?" So we might just do that. I think it's a smart move. I think a lot of bands are doing EPs nowadays instead of full-length albums because no one has the attention span to listen to an album except for maybe the 4 of us who are actually into music. You
got to impress them in 3 seconds.
Yeah,
exactly. You get 3 seconds.
Right.
To impress your audience.
That's sickening.
It's sickening. That's why we're gonna.
Like when it comes to like EPs and albums and stuff like that, like I personally, I enjoy EPs as much as everyone else because you're getting like a solid, small deposit of the band, like what they're about, or artists or whatever it may be, blah blah. But I fucking really miss the 45-minute to an hour long pure album. Like
hell yeah, man.
Like the last couple of albums I bought were like 39 minutes. Like what is this fucking honky bullshit?
Well, I think if we put together an album, it would definitely be like 35.
No!
The thing is we like. I'm big into 7-8 song albums. Like my favorite album of all time is Asia by Steely Dan.
Oh, okay.
7 songs, and it's like you can't get any better than that because they cut the fat. They were like, here are the 7 songs. These are all good songs. I could argue that like London Calling by The Clash, which is 19 songs, you could probably cut about 8 songs off that and have an amazing fucking record, even though people will say it's amazing already. It could be even better. I just don't like when people just like, hey, we recorded 20 songs, let's put it all on there. It's like, well, some of them aren't good. So for me, it's like, guys,
sometimes you have to have a B-side sometimes.
It's true, but if we're going to release something, let's just release the shit that we know is good. So 7 Witches, we had 8 songs.
Well,
we cut the fat. We're like, these 4 are good. The other 4 just don't make it. So why release dog shit? As far as we're concerned.
It was dog shit.
And people might not like some of the tracks on it, but we if the band likes it, put it on. The band needs to be happy, or else what's the fucking point?
Yeah.
Excuse my French and my German.
Right.
Oh.
Was that Pee Wee Herman?
Yes, it was.
Okay. I feel like most people can do, like, if you suck at impressions, at least you can do a Pee Wee Herman.
You can do a Pee Wee Herman. Yeah.
It's not
if
that.
You
it's
suck at doing a Pee Wee Herman,
Schwarzenegger.
just watch the movie Flight of the Navigator and just drop it down an octave and you got it.
I was going to say, when I was younger, everyone could do a Donald Duck impression and an Arnold Schwarzenegger impression.
Yeah, what happened to Donald?
Yeah.
What happened to Donald?
My father can do a great Donald Duck impression. He used to make me laugh.
The reason most kids can't do Donald Duck impressions anymore is their molars, their like wisdom teeth or whatever grew in. So like stop that.
Dentists have absolutely ruined Looney Tunes impressions for us.
I feel like the Donald Duck impression heyday was like 1993 to 97.
Oh yeah, for sure.
That was like the heyday for.
Do you guys remember that Donald Duck episode when he took these pills that made him sound really suave?
Yes.
And he was like, "Hey, baby, how's it going?" And then he said to wear off, and he'd be like, and he'd take another pill, and he'd be like, "Hey, baby, I'm back." Like it was like the funniest shit.
Dude, what episode was that?
It's like, I mean, it came out in the 40s probably, but I remember seeing it.
Yeah, it's old. It's all old for sure. There's like they actually redid DuckTales. They have a new version of DuckTales with people from like Community on it and stuff. It's ridiculous.
Life is like a hurricane.
Yeah, they redid that whole series. I had no clue until I've had Disney Plus, but obviously because I'm only watching The Mandalorian.
What were the kids' names? Huey, Louie, and Dewey.
Yeah.
See, that's classic.
Dude, DuckTales was so good.
Oh, that's not. No, it's Huey, Louie, Dewey, and Daisy. I think is because they've got to have the little sister.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's true too. It wasn't very female friendly back then. Nowadays, it's got to be.
Yeah.
Right.
You gotta have all.
Gotta
of
be
them there.
inclusive.
I thought Daisy was
Everybody.
Donald's girl.
Oh, maybe I'm messing it up, but I know there's a niece. There's definitely a niece.
Yeah, they need a sister in there to protect. Kind
Yeah.
of like in The Godfather, they had like the sister on the side.
Yeah. The sister on the
See,
side.
are you
Is that
are you
what you just called it?
That's not what I meant, but
Oh,
okay.
it's just the sister on the side. Don't worry about her.
Well, she wasn't a main character until the later films. That's why I'm like, she was like a side piece. That's also wrong to say. Side character.
Weird ways of saying there's a side piece. What the
Listen,
fuck?
I'm not going to go to jail on this podcast.
Are we really comparing Godfather to DuckTales right now?
That just happened.
You know, there's a lot of correlations. Come on.
Probably.
No,
God.
I'm trying to say is the girl in The Godfather, she was not a large character until the later films. Is what I'm saying.
Right.
She was kind of a side character and got bigger. And maybe in DuckTales, this girl Daisy is a big character, and I hope she is.
Yeah,
I want to see.
sure.
I want to see.
You completely cleared your name. You're good. I think everyone will love you now.
Exonerated.
That's what I mean.
There
Sometimes
you
things
go.
get
Yes, you
misconstrued.
exonerated your name.
I mean, I've used a lot of big words today, so forgive me for using small words.
Right.
Stop reading the dictionary. All right, so you guys, I don't even think you even give a shit about how you started or where you're going. I love that about you guys, but I do have to ask if there's anything about, especially because you guys have known each other for so long, starting out like traders of the ball sack to now,
Wow.
smooth fucking turtle skin. What do you wish you knew then that you wouldn't know now?
What about my ball set?
Just be patient. You got to be
Just
patient.
be patient.
Yeah. What else is there? I mean, we always say that we've been together as a Cosmic Vultures name since 2016. That's like over 4 years. And some bands don't last 3 months. You got to put your egos aside and work together as a team. And listen to each other. A big thing in practice is active listening. Listen to your bandmate. Give feedback. That's a big part. If you play a guitar riff and no one says anything, it kind of hurts the guitar player's feelings. Give him feedback. I loved it. I thought it was great. Let's use it. Things like that. Just be patient. Teamwork. Be nice to each other. That's huge too. And just like I said, make a spreadsheet. Get organized. You fuck.
Yeah, get that Excel spreadsheet. Yeah, dumb.
But yeah, Vultures, where we're going. Like I said, singles coming out next week with the music video. It should be a lot of fun.
And we're
super
stoked for that.
Yeah, we're hopefully releasing an EP at some point. But when we get back to regular life, hopefully we're playing some gigs and having fun again because we're a very energetic bunch.
Right on. And as of right now, I think from what I can notice, your video is on YouTube, but if anyone wants to find and listen to your music, it's all on Bandcamp, correct?
Bandcamp, Spotify.
Okay.
I think iTunes. I think you'll find us on most social platforms.
Good.
Yeah, and we're also selling merch right now. We just got a batch of our Mariana CDs. So we're selling those on Bandcamp.
Nice.
And we got Cosmic Vultures t-shirts.
Okay.
We got the Seven Witches EP coming to CD
Mariana
soon.
t-shirt, that's the actual cover of it, right?
No, this is just actually, do I have one over here? No, I don't.
Yeah, let me see one.
Let me grab one. Hold on. Unless you have one. Okay,
well, I'll give you a sneak peek. My background is the album cover.
Okay, yeah, but then there's also the girl in there, right? Where's the girl?
She's on the bottom. If you can
She's
see her.
on. Okay, I'm not seeing that part, but that's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen the cover, and then
this is the shirt.
That's fucking sexy. I like that a lot. Very simplistic, very much in your face of nothing.
You know what?
If anyone ever met you, they'd be very confused.
Just Derek, can you hold up that backside one more time?
I have no clue how that hat got in my head.
Derek, hold up the backside of that shirt one more time. I will come through the screen and I'll strangle you.
Freddy Krueger style.
Yeah. So this moon, a lot of people would skimp and not put the moon. We spent the extra money to get that full moon on the back, just so you know.
Okay, yeah, for sure. Extra $3, go for it.
No, it was a lot. It was $100.
Yeah, Steve.
I was talking about the purchaser.
Oh.
Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah, but we have the Seven Witches EP is coming. It's gonna be delivered to me in a couple of days. So we're gonna have those CDs.
I think we're gonna do a limited. That's gonna be a limited edition.
My goal is to just get something I've released on vinyl. That's all I want.
Okay, that was my next question: is when are you guys going to fucking get down some plastic plates? And
well, let's see. So let's see. We can get 20 copies of our vinyl for like $1,000. So, vinyl's so expensive to make.
Well, I want to do.
Yeah. So I would totally buy your guys' vinyl. Like, I'm not even joking. I own too much vinyl as is. I would buy your shit on vinyl.
Thanks,
dude.
Man.
We appreciate that. I mean, like, let's face it. I mean, I can't find a lot of businesses that do a short stack of vinyl. It's always like, you want 300? Yeah. That's the minimum. And I'm like, what?
I mean, you can always find a business that's like pushing out their dub plates and like just do like a series of like simple singles. Like you got 2 tracks per one. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, we'd love to do vinyl. I think for the next one, we're definitely. I don't care if it breaks the bank. It just wants. I want to cross it off my my list of
Yeah,
things to do.
yeah.
I think
we
might
made
do it
vinyl.
for I think we might do it. We'll consider it for Seven Witches because
Let's do it for Mariana.
is a short.
Well, because I think vinyl has like you need to have a certain amount of time or less than 39 minutes, something like that.
Right. That's why Seven.
We
Witches.
only have 8 songs. I mean, we'll do 4 on each side.
Yeah. It's
Actually, Mariana has 7 songs. One of the songs is just a prelude to another song.
Yeah,
So
I like how you mentioned that. He says that with such contempt.
I hate it. I hate the prelude.
It's
the
a fucking prelude.
It just bothers me that it's a full track. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, you're good. No, let me ask you guys a super personal, serious question for the podcast and for you guys. Like, who are you signed with right now? Like, are you guys just really doing this out of pocket on your own, like driving it, or we have like a little company behind you pushing?
Funny you say that.
Sony.
Earlier today, we got a call from Sony. We're going to the big time, baby.
We're with Sony.
No, we're poor. No one
Okay, cool.
us.
All right.
We're in debt.
All right, that's fine.
We do everything by ourselves, and you know what? Maybe it's the way to go. Who the hell knows? But I do believe, truly, you need a marketing team behind you, where you're not really going to get your shit out there properly.
Oh, we believe in the grassroots too. If you do listen to our stuff and you like it, do your part, support us so we can eat and keep producing music.
No,
if you,
I don't need to eat.
Yeah, I don't really need to eat. You need an energy bar one a day. That's really all you
That's
need.
a bullshit lie. In between the fucking interviews, you guys were talking about how much you buy 12-piece chicken pieces and then just eat them to yourselves.
Yeah, we had 20
that was the before times, before the pandemic.
The before times. Okay.
I haven't been out of my apartment in 6 months.
No.
Wow. Yeah, that's
no.
That can't be
ordering pieces all the time.
Yeah.
Derek has been in his house since Christmas.
I haven't even seen another person. Like, you guys, I feel like you guys are just holograms, not even real at this point.
I think that's the future. Holograms, man. Holograms.
Yeah. Musical holograms. They did like a Frank Zappa concert with him just like a hologram on the stage. I would go see that. I mean, it's like watch it.
Oh,
yeah.
If they did. I thought you said they already did it.
No, they did it. They did it. That's a show.
When?
I'll find it. It's not Dweezil Zappa because I've seen him a couple times. There's a Frank Zappa show where he's a hologram on stage.
That's bullshit. I call shenanigans.
Somebody sent me the link and I saw clips of it. I will send you it when I find it because it's just.
Please do because that's gonna. I will go to sleep uneasy tonight if I don't know
if it went well. It probably didn't. It's
I'm sure
strange.
it did not go good at all.
Right. This is just 1974 Frank Zappa, on stage. It's just like I've already heard this, but I've already heard them play this before.
Well, South Park did a whole episode about holograms. Tupac was a hologram. All good.
And didn't like the Michael Jackson hologram break away and like start?
Yeah, the hologram got away. And Lord was a hologram.
Michael Jackson's the easiest thing to do on a television show if you want to be be you bring on Michael Jackson. You get all the jokes.
Absolutely, it's good stuff. Hologram and Michael Jackson in your face. But yeah, I still think with the Seven Witches we should do a limited edition vinyl run. I know a site we could maybe do it.
If we get 15, if we get 15 copies, and each of the band members take one, we'll have 11 left. And are we going to sell 11 vinyl?
No, I'm
probably
more
not.
than 11.
No, but we don't need it. I mean, who's going to buy it? That's the problem.
Well,
you got one right here. You got one right here.
Okay, we have 10 vinyl left. Who wants to buy one of these for 40? I mean, how much are we going to? You buy vinyl, you need to make it expensive because you spend so much money on it.
No, we're gonna take a loss.
That's what we usually do. The Cosmic Vultures are known to take losses on a lot of merchandise.
Just know we're taking a loss. So anything we charge, we're paying more.
We just picked up our T-shirts that we left at Fibber McGee's in Beverly that were there for a month and a half from our last show. They're just sitting in a bag. I had to call them. Like, are our shirts still there? They're like, yeah, they are. I'm like, wow,
They're
suck.
like, yeah. Our guitarist lives so close. He's like, nah.
I went home and I washed them all. I was like, they probably have virus all over them. Virus juice.
COVID juice.
We don't say that word.
No, that's what I say to my dog when I'm walking her on the street and she like goes towards a puddle. I'm like, nah, that's COVID water. Get away from there.
COVID water, kid.
I hate COVID water. It's the worst kind of water.
Yeah, it's the worst kind.
All right, guys. So I got one more full-hearted question for you, and no food inspired, no lackadaisical, uninspired bullshit. Let me know what the two of you like. What literally inspires you to make the crazy crafted funk, bombastic shit you make, and what like drives your visual aspects, man?
Each other. You don't understand. The four of us make each other laugh more than anybody on the planet. We're just the big part about it's fun. We just have fun together. That's so crazy. Like, it's just, we have fun with each other. We're friends. And that's so important is like, we just get together and we just make fun music that we think is fun. And we make each other laugh. And we should call we would me and Steve were talking about calling this new album Flaccid Walnuts at the Scoundrel House. It makes no sense, but we thought it was just wild sounding, and let's do it. And somebody was like, "What does it mean?" I'm like, "What are you talking about? Nothing means anything. We play with words."
I saw this documentary recently about how like the founding fathers were huge into the occult and they worship like Egyptian underworld demons and shit. It was so cool. I was telling Derek, wouldn't that be a cool concept for an album?
Yeah, so we're gonna call it Osiris, which is like the Egyptian demon. I was like, that's wild.
And apparently, according to this documentary, I don't know if it's true or not, but they were like
Osiris is actually brighter than the sun. It's just further away. It's like that's what they actually worshipped.
Well, no, I guess like during every presidential inauguration, right across the street is the Freemasons headquarters, and they do this ritual to raise the god of Jupiter or something crazy like that.
Shit. Okay.
It's fucking nuts, dude.
Yeah.
I like that stuff. It's like a mystery novel.
Yeah, it's just playing with words. I mean, I got it. Honestly, I got it from the Beatles. When I heard "I Am the Walrus," I was like, "This is what I want to do for the rest of my life."
Make up words and
just have fun and make people go, "What the hell does that mean?"
Yeah,
it's beautiful. That's what art is. You know, art is subjective. You know, it's what you want it to be.
I think the artist is literally 50% of the equation.
No,
the listener fills in that gap because like if there's
for sure, absolutely, I 100% agree with that. I get a lot of flack for a lot of the music I make for not having lyrics. And I usually tell people like the reason I don't have lyrics in my music is because my emotions and my feelings are compacted in the sound.
That's beautiful.
And I don't want to change your feeling for it. I want every single person to hear my shit and feel how they feel. Whereas, and I'm not knocking your guys' lyrics at all or anyone else's, but I feel like when I try to put lyrics out there, I'm forcing someone to have a feeling about something. And I don't want to do that, you know? So I'd rather make music and then send it out and then have someone else put their lyrics on it than have something going on from there.
I love it, man. Music is all feel. Think of like jazz. You know, when jazz came on the scene, it was like, just feel. You got to feel it, man. It's like, it's beautiful. I listen to like so much jazz and it's just like when they're playing a trumpet solo and I'm like, he's talking to me without talking to me.
Yeah.
You know? And that's what it's all about. That's what music is just, you know, it's a conversation. It's beautiful.
Absolutely. Miles
just like human beings are beautiful. They're beautiful.
Now I'm creeped out.
That was for you, Steve. I want you to know how beautiful you are.
Oh my God.
Not now, man. Don't do this to me now.
Don't do this, man.
It's not your fault.
Whoa. Calm down.
All right. Well, I will give you guys a few more minutes to plug anything you guys got coming up, any venues you really enjoy, any other bands locally, externally that you guys really enjoy. We're about to start closing it off. So what do you guys got to say for us?
Well, Wallace, number one, thanks for putting up with our shit.
Always. No, I enjoy it.
People who are watching, we just screw around. We're just having fun. Thanks for listening. Seriously. We got a bunch of stuff on Spotify, a bunch of EPs and albums. We just have fun. If you like fun music, take a listen. We got a single coming out next week called Junebug. And it's our first track with our new drummer, Akiba. And he's so talented and we're really excited about it. And the music video is made, all of us at home, just putting together little clips. So it's a lot of fun, just us brushing our teeth and doing stupid things around the house. So it's just us being quirky like we are. But yeah, if you want merchandise, we got some stuff. We'd love to. I'll ship it out of my apartment. I clean everything. I wash all the shirts. Super careful. So yeah, check it out on Bandcamp. And yeah, anything to say, Stefan?
Yeah, I was gonna say also check out the Seven Witches music video. That would be my second recommendation. And also obviously keep an eye out for the Junebug made at home music video, low budget. We're doing it ourselves, obviously, so that'll be out next Friday.
And the Seven Witches video you watched was made by Jade Brewer, and she's amazing. If you ever get a chance to work with her, or if
say
you
that name one more time,
if you want a music video made, talk to Jade Brewer. She is fantastic.
Yeah, she made both. We did two with her. One's called Angel Dust, and the other is Seven Witches. Both are.
There's a video for Angel Dust. I did not know.
Yeah, that's the first one we did. It's us in the woods doing shenanigans in the woods.
Okay.
Yeah, we're really happy with both results. We can't say enough good things about Jade. She's such a great person to work with.
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah, good stuff. Good stuff.
You know, we know Tucker's not on here, but thanks for dealing with our shit.
Yeah, thanks for having us on.
You guys are the best. We had such a fun time. Finally, not being the host feels kind of good.
I know. I like this way better.
There you go. Well, I'm super stoked to know that you guys had a podcast. I didn't know that until literally like moments before we started this, and I actually got super like nervous. Like, oh, these guys are gonna wreck me. You guys just got on and actually doing your own show, and I got to sit back and watch.
We just like to laugh. That's the whole point of everything.
Awesome.
Yeah, man.
Well, thanks again, guys, for coming on and hanging out with us. More than welcome to hang out after the show for a little bit and keep tossing the shit ball around. So that'd be fun.
Yeah.
Excuse me. And also want to say thank you to everyone else who tuned in live tonight. If you didn't get a chance to have your questions answered, just make sure that later you send them to our forum at the Emporium Live /forum.com or emporiumlive.com/forum. Or you can send them to our Emporium Live at gmail.com. I'm too tired right now.
Whoa.
It's been a long day. Sorry, guys. This is going to be posted 2 days from now on our actual streaming services for the podcast itself. And don't forget to check us out on Spotify, Deezer, and Apple Music, where you can leave reviews of the music and the conversations at hand, just so you can let us know how to do our jobs better, because I definitely need to know how to do that, because I'm fucking up, to be honest. And if anyone's interested, hopefully coming soon on the Tuesdays of every week, we're going to be trying to do a little bit of a live radio thing where we can hopefully have people we have on as guests, people we have as friends. And if any of you listeners have anyone that you think could be a part of that, talk to us on the forum. We'll get them on just live sets or pre-recorded sets, even just like original music. We're going to try to do a whole Emporium Live radio show every Tuesday. And that'll be hopefully fun for everybody. All right. My name is Wallace. This is the Emporium Live, making the music industry. This was the Cosmic Vultures. You can't see Tucker, but he's here too. And we love you guys all. All right. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much.